Welcome to the Redondo Beach local election candidate discussion for mayor. My name is Mark Hansen. I'm a member of the Chamber Board of Directors as well as the Government Relations Committee. I will be your moderator for this discussion. Our candidate for this interview will be Georgette Gantner. Welcome, Georgette.
Thank
And,
you.
and congratulations on your decision to run for public office.
Thank you.
Today's format will be as follows. You will begin with a 2-minute opening statement. You will then have 10 minutes to answer the 5 pre-selected questions that were emailed to you and to each candidate prior to the Zoom call. The timekeeper will alert you when there are 15 seconds left for you to speak. The timekeeper will then alert you when your time is up. You do not need to stop abruptly. You may finish your last couple sentences. You may now provide your 2-minute opening statement.
Okay. I am Georgette Gantner, and I have lived in Redondo Beach for 44 years, raised my kids here. Um, I was a 2-term public art commissioner for government experience, and then I have been a volunteer with various art groups. With the Redondo Beach Art Group, I was president 3 times and produced the premier art event, The Power of Art, where I supervised many artists. And it was a year-long preparation and an annual event. And we helped to raise a little bit of money, but mostly we offered the art event free to the community. And then I was also a docent and eventually chair of South Bay Hands in Art, which supervised the year that I was the actual chair. I supervised over, it was 300 docents, 18 schools, public and private. And it's a program that teaches parents to teach art to their children, and then they teach them in the schools, which is wonderful. I have been I have attended many council meetings, and over the years have gotten to know many of the council people and the mayors, and it's been a learning experience, especially in the last 2 years. And I just decided, well, maybe I'll throw my hat in, and because I have a lot of good ideas, and I would like to see our city get together on some issues, maybe pass some things, hopefully speed up the process of capital improvements. We've got many issues that need to be mitigated. The AES plant, which is in litigation, but that's eventually will have something to do with that to improve it.
15 seconds.
And we've got a lot of issues to deal with in order to get together, work together, and I collaborate. I also owned a business for 25 years too. So I negotiated with unions, talent agents. So I think I have the ability to bring people together and agree so we can move ahead.
Thank you, Georgette. Now for the first of 5 questions, can you please share your top 2 to 3 priorities for the city of Redondo Beach if you are elected to mayor, and what would be your plans to accomplish those?
First, to guide capital improvements in a timely manner, like I was saying. I would bring to the council meetings, hopefully we can shorten the council meetings. It's not always easy. We've got a lot of situations to have to mitigate, but I would at least come to the meetings well-researched. And of course, the job as a mayor is, I don't have a vote. I could have a veto, which I wouldn't want to use. Hopefully the council people could, they are answerable to their constituents. And so my job as a mayor is to guide the meetings and keep things running along in a timely way. Second one would be to preserve the character and community incorporate public art. The Artesia project is funded with $450,000 of starting fees, and they want to beautify whatever that means, we'll see, and include public art on the street. And they have hired an advising group that will help them, and that's underway with the North Redondo Business Association. They're kind of a grassroots organization that is helping to advise, and the residents are speaking up and saying what they would like for it to be. I would also like to support a more vibrant business environment, and the Artesia project would be a good starting point because we've got so much room to bring in people in the community that are proven, good business leaders. To maybe someone starts a flagship store or a restaurant, or maybe there's a brewery, but art galleries also. We have no art galleries in Redondo Beach at all. I have to go to Hermosa, Torrance, Manhattan. So being an artist, I'm a printmaker, I would like to see more art in Redondo Beach. Okay.
Thank you very much, Georgette. Now for our second question. What do you see as the primary assets a thriving business community brings to the city of Redondo Beach? And what will you do to support business retention, growth, and job creation in the city?
Number one, it should be bringing revenue. Our tax base is one of the lowest in this community in the South Bay, primarily because we don't have main businesses. We're kind of a bedroom community. I hate to use that expression, but kind of it dominates. And we need more businesses that will come in, and the more positive businesses that come in to invest in our community, more businesses will follow. It inspires people to meet new people, establishing a sense of well-being, and flagship stores will, with a proven record, will attract other businesses, like I said. So it fuels itself, if especially with Artesia, any other place. The nicer and more resolved things are, the more aesthetically pleasing. And if we have resolved projects, it gives a sense of well-being to our people, and they do need it. We've got a lot of unresolved properties that need to be mitigated.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Georgette. Now for our third question. In an effort to address the housing shortage in California, the state is proposing policies that would reduce local control for individual cities and provide a one-size-fits-all solution. What will you do to preserve local control relative to zoning?
This is a problem that is not going away easily because we're California. We've got a temperate climate. We're our proximity to the ocean. There's so many people that want to live here. And the problem is that I'm not saying they shouldn't, but we're pretty crowded as it is. There's ways to work that out, I would assume. I've got some ideas. But in the 70s and 80s, we experienced a lot of growth. We saw a lot of the older, beautiful homes get taken down and condominiums built. It was just a propensity of them. But they were bulldozed. But in the 90s, they started to downsize a bit. We had a lot of houses on one lot, but now they're starting to say, okay, it's because the state is mandating, they're saying that they're allowing ADUs. I really think that we need to bring it down to R2 again. Leave it at R2 so that it allows growth, but it doesn't allow huge growth. You can't have like a multi-story apartment building next door to you because that's just a nightmare. Maybe it should be considered also the fact that we have so many houses, our square mileage should be measured, and we can enact some kind of a law that says maybe for everyone, for this amount of square mileage, they need to limit this, that, and the other. And also the traffic issues need to be involved with that too. The good thing about ADUs and the good thing about doing R2 is, and if there is some low cost housing also brought into it, is our kids don't have to move out of state to live near us. That is a real problem where most of our kids cannot afford our housing because it's so expensive because we are in such a desirable location. And the other thing is possibly what could be considered
15 seconds.
in business areas, maybe the zoning could provide residences on a second story, maybe Artesia, maybe all over, wherever. And that would provide more housing without changing the footprint and without creating more density. So it's something to consider.
All right. Thank you, Georgette. For our fourth question, what accomplishments in your past make you the right choice for this office?
Well, the role of mayor is a leadership position. Like I said, it's a director. The person is directing the council meetings. People come to me already, and when I say, "Oh, I'm running for mayor," they say, "Oh, let me tell you about what I really think needs changing." And I find it riveting. I find the council meetings riveting. The whole process, the way people have the guts to come up and speak on camera and talk about what they want. And that's what I want to know. What does the community want? What does the community see? How do they see Redondo in the next 5 or 10 years? For 25 years, I owned my business. Again, that was in a leadership position where I supervised employees. And like I mentioned too, with the art projects and so forth, I've been a supervisor and a director. And that's where it's like I'm an art director in some ways too. That's the job I want to have. I love putting people together. I love collaborating with groups. I negotiated contracts with unions and with talent agents So I know how to arrive at something that is a compromise where all parties are happy enough, because that's what a compromise is, but everybody gets something from it. And with the way it's been divisive and there's been dissension. I want to find a way to turn that around and make us into a positive, have more of a positive image. Redondo Beach is a beautiful place. The people are beautiful, but we have room to grow and to improve. And I like to see more projects happening to where it improves the aesthetics and we have less vacant properties and the overall city is balanced.
Thank you, Georgette. For our fifth and final question, is there anything that we haven't mentioned that you would like to discuss?
Again, I'm a collaborator and I want to work with people. There was an example of when I was in Leadership Redondo some years ago and we got together. There were 20 of us to start. It ended up with 18 because some people had to drop out. And during the course of almost a year, as is with leadership, we were able to find, someone donated a piece of girder from the 9/11 buildings. And we were able to make that into a sculpture with a dedication. I wrote the plaques, and that's what sits out in front of City Hall. And I was really proud of that project because then we invited the airline personnel, and the area in front of City Hall was filled with people that came. Oh, it was such an emotional moment. Anyway, it took 18 of us to make that happen. And not once, I'm not exaggerating, not once did anybody have problems or dissensions. We worked together. And I like to think at least I was part of it. I wasn't all of it because there were 17 other people. But again, I want cooperation. I want to work cooperatively and not intimidate. I want people to feel that they can come to me and talk to me. And so far, that's been the situation when I've been walking and distributing my flyers. People come to me and I say, tell me everything. And I just sit there and I plant myself and I listen to them. And it's wonderful that they think that they can tell me stuff. And I'm not an elected official. I hope to be. And I will return calls within 24 hours. It's the other thing. If people reach out, I may not have an answer, but I'll be honest and say, I don't have one now, but I will get back to you, and I will. And I have. And I spend lots of time writing emails to people now. So that's what it's, again, it's a spirit of cooperation in getting things done.
Well, thank you very much for your replies to all of our questions, Georgette. We have come to the end of the Redondo mayoral discussion. I would like to take a moment to thank you for taking the time to participate in this informative event. This event was hosted by the Redondo Beach Chamber of Commerce. We wish you all the best with your campaign. Thank you for agreeing to participate in today's discussion and for agreeing to be recorded and making this video available to the public. And to the public, thank you all for watching.
Thank you. Thank you, Mara and Mark. Very nice. Appreciate it.
Thank you.